First person to die.
Evacuated from the Diamond Princess.
There are now 27 coronavirus cases
thought to be from human to human transmission.
In the 2 years since, about 5,000 Australians have died with COVID-19, the vast majority during the Delta and Omicron waves.
No, not again. Why does this always have to come out of nowhere? It's really hot in here. I can't catch my breath. Why can't I catch my breath? My hands are shaky. My whole again, chest pain. Yeah, that's it. Definitely having a hard time in here. My arm and I think I'm gonna be sick. I wonder if these will help. This will overdose. Probably overdosed. My head's going to explode.
You lay down in bed, exhausted after a long day, hoping for some relief. But you can't fall asleep because your thoughts are racing. It doesn't surprise you though. This is exactly what you've been expecting. The weight on your shoulders seems to be almost physical, pushing you deeper and deeper into your bed.
When you inhale the scent of a rose, you are actually inhaling molecules the rose releases into the air. These molecules travel up in your nose and get stuck to your olfactory membrane, which contains highly specialized nerve endings called olfactory receptors. Once these nerves recognize a particular scent molecule, they send a signal to your olfactory bulb, which signals your cortex and limbic system. Next, hormones and neurochemicals are released. So for rose reminds you of romance, and you are going to be filled with romantic thoughts. Or if lavender relaxes you, your body is filled with relaxing hormones. Aromatherapy really does affect your body in a comprehensive, holistic way. Your emotions, hormones, healing responses are all influenced for the better. Many environmental scientists have demonstrated through scientific research that fragrances have an effect on brain activities and cognitive functions using an electroencephalograph. Aromatherapy is a non-invasive form of treatment for all types of pain management and chronic illness, which in turn impels market demand to a vast extent. One interesting observation is that there are approximately 900 results when we search aroma diffuser on Amazon, whereas there are only 700 results for electrical toothbrush, despite the fact that I believe toothbrush is more important in our daily lives. Smart aromatherapy automatically manages the fragrance around you. Say goodbye to the traditional process of manually filling essential oils. You can get a fragrance that best suits you with just one click. Our smart aromatherapy project, we have collected data from different types of activities.
Basically, what we want to do is to classify the following time series to recognize the right human activity, so that the device can release the corresponding aroma. The problem is that there is no clear pattern for the time series in our case. For example, the signals here are all recordings of the same activity sleeping. You can see here, different people have totally different heart rate curve during sleep. The heart rate level of male and female is also very different. Even for the same person, heart rate could have significant deviation. To solve this problem, one idea is to pre-train an encoder, which can extract relevant features from time series, and then classify the time series based on just very few training data. The key technology of the whole idea called prototypical network, one of the most famous techniques of few-shot learning. How does it work? At first, we measure some activities by ourselves and use the pre-trained encoder to map all time series into feature space. If we train the encoder properly, we can see the activity clusters are far apart from each other. We calculate the center of cluster in this embedding space. They are so-called prototypes for each cluster. When new data comes, it will be classified based on the most similar prototype. In our case, we measure the similarity using Euclidean distance in this high-dimensional space. And in our example, the time series will be recognized as sleeping data. How to pre-train the encoder? We use different public datasets like human activity dataset from Kaggle and UCI human activity recognition dataset. For pre-processing, we cut a long series into small pieces as input data because we want the system to recognize the activity within short time period rather than the whole activity duration. After this step, there were over 10,000 labeled training samples for our encoder. The accuracy achieves 98% in test set. For the encoder structure, we use a relatively small 1D convolutional network with 2 convolutional layers, 1 max pooling layers, and we also use dropout layer to avoid overfitting of the encoder.
In the case of the smart diffuser, we set a Bluetooth receiver and a cartridge containing various types of essential oils under the ultrasonic plate. The airflow with essential oils chosen by your status is generated with the help of a fan. The air circulates through the internal chamber of a smart diffuser, then enters the reservoir and pushes the aromatic mist through the outlet.